Hello, I'm Natasha Gordon, and I'm going to be discussing a philosophical issue regarding pragmatic truth and why many of us settle, not so negative, for different ways of defining truth. One interviewee in the documentary says that the Matrix films pierce through the mendacity and superficiality of our postmodern society and culture. But once you are unplugged and the superficiality is revealed, are you truly enlightened as the first Matrix in the trilogy develops? What I want to know is knowledge really freeing? When we are unplugged and we realize, as Neo did, that we are trapped in material body and we don't belong here in a sense, and when we study and research endlessly, seeking truth using various methods such as empiricism, rationalism, necessary truth, subjectivism, and correlational truth. Neo, he did certain exercises in order to wake up from his deceiving prison reality to the way the world really is. And then, you find that, it's all an illusion, but what do you do then? Neo says, what do I do now? I wish I knew. We can and we should be grateful that we're no longer passive consumers submitting our life force, as someone said in the documentary, and we can come out of Plato's cave. And that sounds exciting, but is that enough? Is the truth something we can live in a practical life in? Is that information all you need to live a happy life? And I say no, it's inadequate. Not to sound, like a pessimist, but kind of see what Hume's saying. I see why he's so skeptic, or he's a skeptic. Because even then, we often don't have peace of mind. Neo had something he had to do. The philosopher René Descartes, however you pronounce that, through rationalization was able to come to terms with a truth like Neo pursues. And I really admire how in the beginning he made a clean slate of it all through his extreme method of doubt. And Morpheus does the same thing to Neo's reality. He makes it all fall apart. And I myself am actually in that season of my life right now, trying to rebuild what I think is true. But what I want to know is, what if you never overcome your doubts? What if, like Hume, you remain skeptical of it all? Even if, like Nietzsche, you find truth in art and beauty and a subjective truth based on your experiences, how long will it satiate that thought in the back of your mind? And will those thoughts ever go away? Morpheus said, there's something wrong with the world. We don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. So unless we come to terms with our definitions of truth, we'll always have that question in the back of our minds, I believe. And what if you research your crazy head off, and at what point do you say enough's enough? I'm never going to get the full picture. Do we settle with a type of truth? Will just some of the best clues and rationalizing them satisfy us without the whole picture? Because our evidence is always going to be incomplete. So say I subjectively pursue reality as I see it from my experiences in order to survive. What if I have a depressed outlook on the world? I, for example, have PTSD. From my experiences, how am I going to subjectively pursue a happy, functional life? I say that we must accept some form of faith or presuppositions about what the world is really like, because if not, we may lose grip and become like Cypress in the film. And like Cypress, he wants to be plugged back in, and it's super Judas of him to do what he does to everybody. And I'm not defending him on that, period. But he realizes that stake in the Matrix is nonetheless stake, and he can experience it no matter how he's experiencing it. And he would go back in Robert Nozick's experience machine, and he believed ignorance was bliss. And from a psychological viewpoint, humans want illusory safety as their deepest need. And Neo, once unplugged, knows he can't go back in, but Morpheus still asks him if he could, would he really want to? And that's the problem, wanting pleasure versus being in touch with reality. We want both. We want a happy life, but a real life nonetheless. We want to be in touch with the truth. And Neo doesn't like the idea that he couldn't be in control of his life, and he wants that free will. And so in his mind, he's like, okay, I'm just going to start being in control. That's my truth. And over time, of believing, that's what he's doing, he discovers, he's just an anomaly in the computer, and he's not a unique individual like Plato's soul types. But Neo doesn't care, because he wants to save Trinity, and he cares enough to hope past that truth. The archetype tells Neo, hope is the quintessential human delusion. Simultaneously the source of your greatest strength, yet your greatest weakness. The documentary says that love is held up as the ultimate reality. It is what motivates us, drives us, orients us. It is the highest glimpse that we can attain of divinity. They say love can conquer all. Rationality cannot solve the problems of the matrix. Otherwise, the rational machines would have won. What won was intuition, insight, and perception. And those were what was essential to saving them. Neo, in the end, will reprogram reality and define himself. He will destroy everything and bring about something new. And he will bring love. So I say, as corny as it is, that love is the truth. Because it's the only functional answer. It is all we can do with what we know. Let's end it with this.